accusation about Jay-Z and Diddy and a teenager, 13-year-old teenager.
Right.
And we were speaking about just the statement.
Right.
The statement, you were saying you felt like that was calculated.
That was that the statement is something from, you can tell it was written by a lawyer. Because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says like, you're gonna find out like how I'll handle this. Like, and that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like a publicist wouldn't say those things.
This is on your
put that up.
yeah, this is on
50?
Yeah, it says I don't know what's going on, but are we still going to have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick. You know, I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way. Because, look, they will fall back, but the NFL, they won't necessarily be associated to that.
Right. Why do you not insert yourself, but you're on top of every topic, right?
Yeah. I'm just watching. I'm participating. I'm being part of culture. I'm just telling you my opinion.
Right.
Look,
because you're part of the culture.
Like I can't say anything now. I'm out of it. I'm like I'm going to Dre's studio and just sit with Dre a little
right.
bit. And then maybe I stay out of trouble.
Nah.
50 Cent has never been one to shy away from stirring the pot, especially when it comes to his rival Jay-Z. Over the years, the two have had their fair share of tensions, but recent events have added a whole new level to their ongoing feud. The latest chapter in this rivalry erupted when 50 Cent took another jab at Jay-Z, this time in response to the serious raw *E allegations that have been making headlines.
Oh my gosh.
That was fun. That was like watching it. Let me see the show and see the spaces are empty. Because they are reserved for someone else. They're not supposed to be sitting.
That's brutal. That's so brutal.
Man. Hey, man, Fat Joe in the World Series. We just recently had Fat Joe in.
Yeah.
And Fat Joe came in, man. And first off, he said, man, I'm wearing my ass kisser outfit. He came in like a purple hoodie.
Some Laker gear.
And with some, but and Joe's my guy. And at one point, you and Joe wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
And he explained that too about, Chris Lighty. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you just see things that in due time, grown men came together, and y'all really even Buster.
Yeah.
And Bust went out with Final Lap.
Yeah.
But it was at one time where you and Fat Joe, y'all weren't cool.
And look, Joe's the kind of guy that you want to be friends with. He's loyal to a default.
Right.
Right. And at points, like if that person's not, if you don't have the connection with them, you're going to just not like it because you're going to be like, what's wrong with them?
Right.
Like you don't have an issue, but it seems like you're uncomfortable.
Yeah. Association.
If a person's uncomfortable with your success, then they shouldn't mean anything to you.
No.
Right? And at that point, that's what I was getting off him and that vibe, big. So I'm just like, nah. And I didn't invite these situations, but I didn't
run away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would look and go, oh, so you want a problem? Is that what you want?
Hey, man.
I was already in mode for that. Like the vehicles is bulletproof and bomb-proof and everything, and I'm like, well, I'm already geared up for the whole thing. So it's like I'm like, oh, you thought you was like different.
How can that happen with Buster, Fat Joe? Is the Ja Rule, is it?
The rapper comments came after Jay-Z made a public appearance at the premiere of Mwasa, The Lion King, a movie, where his daughter Blue Ivy plays a significant role, but instead of focusing on the positive moment with his family, Jay-Z's red carpet appearance became the target of 50 Cent's sharp wind.
It's the same thing that you see Drake experience. So how did he just have... This is the op page.
Right.
He was just winning consistently more than everybody else in the culture, and then these people start to turn into people that feel like they're ops all over the page, big, because they keep watching them win. And then you go, I want this thing forever, man.
Right.
I'm not sure you can have it forever.
Right.
Not forever.
Do you ever get not scared or something like that, but do you ever feel like man, I'm doing so well? Do you ever feel like the high horse you could be knocked off the high horse?
You have to know when to pivot.
Right.
Like J. Cole?
Well, I don't think J. Cole got knocked off. I think he got off the horse.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I wanted to speak to as well, man. At one point, Fifth, you didn't agree somewhat, paraphrasing, or hopefully I'm not rewriting your history, but you didn't agree with how J. Cole got himself out of the Drake and Kendrick thing. Can you understand?
Because he's one of the top guys. That's like the competitive energy of it. You want to see them compete a little bit. that's when we're gonna find out who really got it. Like when he decide, nah, but I would won the battle, but I would have lost a brother.
Right. But you don't I don't know why I understood that.
No. I understand the relationship.
Right.
Right. But I don't understand why the competitive part in the art form. If y'all brothers like that, then why wouldn't you compete? Why wouldn't you understand that we're just competing? Hey, come on. So you're saying we could be so close. We're brothers.
Right.
But I don't want no smoke with you. What are you, like my big brother that'll knock me the hell out in the house type of thing? Is a different type of brotherly relationship? Are you saying I'm not gonna do this because I know you're gonna get me?
I don't think that's where Cole was coming from, though.
I'm just saying to you, that's the energy you feel when there's no competition.
Right. Where I think Cole was coming from, Fifth, I think that it was when he said like it messed with my peace, 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like why would I get down for you?
Look, this is just new sophisticated version of hip hop culture we're talking.
This wasn't the first time 50 Cent had thrown shade at Jay-Z, especially in light of the allegations against the Rock Nation mogul. But this time the comments were more direct and pointed, referencing the raw *E accusations that had recently been brought against Jay-Z. Social media had already been buzzing about the allegations, with many questioning how Jay-Z would handle the situation, especially considering his high-profile status and his family's public image.
And why do you think that 50 Cent is so damn relevant?
I love
post the first album, and you know what I'm saying? Or
I think, look, our culture loves things that are damaged, and at that point, I was probably the most damaged thing that they've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come through and you say you're gonna get rich or die trying, they love things that won't be able to sustain this position regardless. Like they get there and their own flaws of character will destroy them if you give them too much. You know what I mean? And that it's interesting to watch. Like it's like that you go, yo, the craziest things work. Like gold all in my grill. Like the Trinidad James thing, and you look and you go, this is a real person. It looked like the character from Martin.
right?
Right?
All right, here we go. Renee, mark that one down.
No, but it was real. That's
Here we go.
the way it looked, and we appreciated it. We liked it because it was like, yo, look at this.
Why do you think we liked you? Was it
because
the shot 9 times?
And coming in with all of that baggage, with
Right.
everything that everybody was still on the street.
But then when we're finished, when we're done with that, why?
Big, the guy that got shot 9 times. Album says he's gonna get rich or die trying, and everybody involved is still on the street.
I hear you.
Think it's possible he died trying? That's the highest stakes you can have.
Is this so-called entertainment game? Did you come in thinking about like the hustle game as well, the dope game that did like, man, this is easy for me?
You know, in the beginning, but there was always things that I couldn't understand that was happening. That was like I couldn't manage the artists. I couldn't keep all of the artists in pocket, or it'd be 5 of us here today. But
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
you talking about like G Unit,
Yeah.
where
they're all, and because like when you look at all of the groups that came, right? They all kind of either the guy that's in there that is extremely talented pulls out to the front and he goes, "I'm going solo," and he like leaves the other guys, like, or there's the scenarios where. Because it started like that big. The beauty of how G Unit worked is my solo album took off so big that I just brought them with me. So it was clear that it was me creating the opportunity for everybody else in the crew.
Right.
But we was all together. I wish it would have been Yayo.
Why?
Because then I could have did all of the business.
Does that, when you say do all of the business, and
if he would have been 50 Cent big,
right,
then I would have been running the whole thing.
The controversy began when Jay-Z was named in a lawsuit that accuses him of being involved in a horrific crime at an MTV Video Music Awards after party. In 2000, the lawsuit claims that Jay-Z alongside Shaw Diddy Combs Raw, Ed, a 13-year-old girl. These allegations were brought to light in an amended lawsuit that has since sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Jay-Z, however, vehemently denies the allegations, claiming that he is the target of an extortion scheme and blackmail.
Do you think that is better for you, or is it different for you?
Then it would still be 2 of us. It would still be
Gotcha.
He'd still be 50 Cent as the artist and out there, and I'd be probably the largest asset to us.
How is the relationship with members of G Unit?
They're good. Like I just look. I think that they create their own path, and you know, everybody does in life. Like they just, it's different things. Like certain things I don't believe in, big based on. I think the things you go through make you who you are, and in my journey, like there's certain things that I'm not really. I don't even let it into my system like that. Like I think depression is a luxury.
Wow.
Because where I'm from, you can't afford to be depressed. You got to pay the bill, right?
Right.
So you gotta go to work. You gotta get up. You gotta go do what you gotta do. You got people right now that's at work don't feel like being there, but they got responsibilities, so they feel uncomfortable while they're working, while they're doing what they gotta do. Like when these guys get in a slump and they just decide that they're not gonna do anything, I'm like, where they do that at?
Right.
Even when you're on the street, you got a pack. You just decide not to come outside.
Yeah.
They're gonna beat you. You're gonna beat the death. Wait till you come out. They're gonna beat the.
Yeah. When are you in Ja Rule?
Now look, see, for me, Big, it's me performing music that takes people back to a different time period.
Right. You can't change it up.
Right.
This is what it was recorded. This is what you want to hear.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do exact line for line where it was, because music marks time. When it comes on, you feel like you felt in the period that song was special to you.
Why have it in the show though?
Right.
Well, it's your song.
Because it's I'm doing a set list.
Right.
I did music from, like I said, when Nas and them, like a big part of, like it was a huge crowd.
Yeah.
On the stage, it turned into a park jam. Like it was like, it wasn't even the Summer Jam show anymore. Like it was like, I bet you we counted, it'd probably be about 80 people. 100
Lord
people.
have mercy.
Yeah. And not like that wasn't my entourage.
So on the plane, did you and Ja Rule, did y'all have any words like, "Hey, how you doing"?
Nah, like I knew he was there before I got there.
On the plane.
Yeah.
Man, so do y'all see each other?
No, like I saw him. Yeah, we sat right in first class. Like he sat on the other side, like by the window. So somebody sitting at the actual edge of it. See, and then I sat down and I kept getting up and moving around and things.
Seeing if anything would happen.
In response to these shocking claims, Jay-Z's legal team released a statement refuting the charges. He denied any involvement in the alleged crime, instead accusing the V's lawyer Tony Busby of attempting to blackmail him. Jay-Z even went as far as to say that the whole situation had the opposite effect of what the alleged blackmailers intended. Rather than feeling pressured to settle, Jay-Z said it made him even more determined to expose the situation in a very public manner. "I will not give you one. Red penny," he boldly declared in his statement.
I wasn't in the ad because of Jay-Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like what is the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and I with M, because like with Nori he had communication. He said, "Yeah, I talked to the big homie. You saying, told Jay, he was telling me, you know, the white boy wouldn't do the truth without 50." Right? And I'm like, that's when I start saying crazy stuff, because I look and I go, "Oh, that's your big homie," right? And so he imaged himself after a gay painter. The big homie want to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
Oh my God, I think I know where we're going with
so
this.
Now look, what I'm saying to you is, look, when you start looking at, that's not mine, that's theirs, they're Harper, right? But when you look at, M is looking at the entire legacy.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like with M, Dre, and myself.
Despite his strong denial, the media and the public have not let the allegations slide, and 50 Cent took the opportunity to make a public mockery of the situation following Jay-Z's red carpet appearance with his wife Beyoncé and their daughter Blue Ivy at the premiere of Mufasa, The Lion King. 50 Cent took to social media with a cutting comment. He posted, Jay said, "They said I rapped a kid, everybody get dressed we. Going to see me fossil L." The comment was a clear jab at Jay-Z, mocking the situation in a way only 50 Cent could.
Morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was sexually assaulted by both men at a Video Music Awards after party in 2000. In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?" He added, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people." Joining us now, Joey Jackson, CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. There's a lot to unpack here. Joey, I want to start with just the statement from Jay-Z, which is so forceful in its denial. I just read a teeny part of it. It's long. Where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible at this point?
So based on the allegations, Jessica, good morning, good to see you. I think that it certainly could be. Why do I say that? Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement. He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because rape in New York, and what's alleged in this complaint, is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down, raped her, and that, of course, the allegation is that Mr. Combs did the same thing. And so if those facts are actually accurate, it would require an investigation by prosecutors. And if true, right, you could pursue it criminally. Now, with respect to the evidentiary value, yes, it happened 24 years ago, right, more than 24 years ago. But in the allegations, there's a few things. Number one, there's allegation that another celebrity was present at the time, right, in addition to other people. Number two, there's the claim by the victim, right, that she left, that she went and she was seen by a gas attendant who saw her in distress. Number three, that she phone called her dad, who showed up, the 13-year-old, and now removed her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, needs to be proven in a court of law, but if true, it could rise to the level of criminality, and, you know, we'll see what happens or if the DA looks.
The timing of this post was particularly significant because Jay-Z's appearance at the *Nisa* premiere had already raised eyebrows due to the ongoing allegations, while Jay was there to support his daughter, who played a role in the film. Many social media users couldn't help but scrutinize the optics of the situation in the midst of such serious accusations. Some questioned whether Jay-Z should have made such a public appearance or whether it was an attempt to distract from the controversy. 50 See, ever the instigator wasted no time in adding fuel to the fire.
So what happens now?
So what happens now is this is simply a civil complaint. And in a civil complaint, it goes through the technical legal process. Now, the distinction, Jessica, between civil and criminal, of course, is that civil is for monetary damages, right? The system can only reward you with money. There's allegations that this 13-year-old is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, suffered depression, etc. So now you go to fact-finding, right? Before that, just briefly, there was a demand letter sent. And a demand letter is a letter being sent by a lawyer saying, hey, I don't have to sue you. We can sit, we can mediate it. If we reach an agreement, it never sees the light of day. Jay-Z saying, I don't care about your demand letter. I look at it as blackmail. You want to sue me, sue me. You want to look at it criminally, look at it criminally, but it'll go through the fact-finding process. If a trial is necessary to determine the facts, that's what will happen, but it'll be deemed civil. No indication at this point as to whether or not any criminal investigation will ensue as a result of this.
Yeah, and Jay-Z came back incredibly forcefully against these allegations and really singled out that attorney as well for being, I'm paraphrasing here, but greedy, saying he's out to get money, and calling that letter essentially blackmail.
Yeah, and in addition to that, Jessica, also suing the attorney, saying he's intimidating him, harassing him, etc. Now, demand letters are not new. What lawyers do is they send them out as a matter of protocol and practice so that you can expedite the process. At the same time, there's certain ethical standards that you have to use, and you have to have a good faith factual belief that this is true. Now, you you can argue this complaint was filed in October, right? Could have mentioned Jay-Z then. You didn't. Why? It was amended now to include him. Are the factual assertions true? Are they fact or fiction? Is it a money grab or not? All of that will be litigated in a court of law, but according to Jay-Z, this never happened, is pure fiction. It is a money grab, and he's fighting for his name, reputation, and certainly innocence and justice in his view, which is he didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, and you touch on a point too that I wanted to ask you about, which was that this was an amendment to this already existing lawsuit. What are people to take away from that? The fact that they're coming back and adding to this now with this specific name?
Yeah, you know, Jessica, so it depends. That's also common. You could amend lawsuits, right, as a matter of course, and you do, to include certain factual allegations. The interesting thing to me in terms of your question and the takeaway, if you had this information about Jay-Z, it happened allegedly in September of 2000, why not include it in the original complaint? What happened between October and now that necessitated you putting in, and it's a question of credibility. Was he celebrity A, right, as was noted in the October complaint? Is this pure fiction? And what's interesting in the complaint is he really, that is the lawyer, tries to tie Jay-Z to Mr. Combs in so many ways, right? Birds of a feather is the argument that he's making. You can make that argument. You need the facts to sustain it. Let's see if they come up with any facts.
All right, we will see. All right, Joey Jackson.
This wasn't the first time 50 Cent had targeted Jay-Z over the raw *E allegations earlier. He had also made a post that seemed to poke fun at the situation, suggesting that the controversy might even affect the upcoming Super Bowl, where Jay-Z's Rock Nation is heavily involved in organizing the halftime show. 50 Cent asked, "Are we going to still have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend."
Ignore him. Okay. If you ignore him, then it's over with. Because he really is doing it for the attention of it. And by the way, that's fine. It's a great business tactic.
Right.
You know, because it does bring a lot of attention. I just think but like for him now, I mean, this guy's such a successful producer. I don't think he needs to do any of that. He's a businessman.
Right.
I don't think he needs to do that. And he's talented, man. People like Power and those shows, the BMF shows.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. And this is where you hear it first. If that guy, his real talent is comedy. Oh yeah. When he takes what he does in production and apply that to comedy, it's over with. He's that talented.
Wow.
That's his thing. Comedy.
How did the beef start between 50 and Ja Rule?
That's a good question.
Well, I know you know the answer.
Yeah. I think 50 knew that Ja was not who he was portraying as an image. Ja, Jehovah's Witness.
Jehovah's Witness not supposed to rap?
I'm not saying they're not supposed to rap, but it was like Ja was coming up with this gangster image, and it was like, that's a stretch for you.
Right.
And I think 50, that was one thing. And then they had some like very neighborhood beef. And I remember when we signed 50, there was something going on. I think he snatched Ja's chain or somebody snatched somebody's. It was one of these things. And they had a fight in Atlanta. 50 fought him in Atlanta. And it was just like, I didn't even understand it. I'm like, why do you keep having problems with this guy? It was like it was like he was looking for problems with him, to be honest with you.
Right.
But I think it was driven by this idea that this image he was portraying that he didn't think was authentic or whatever. And then he had a problem with him, and it led to, big issues. And then Ja and his guys ran up on 50 in a studio one day.
Right.
And, they touched him up.
So they ain't gonna never be cool.
No, they're never gonna be cool. And now it's I'm happy that it's all kind of over with. Because what I don't like at this point is older statesmen like them
still beefing.
Stuff, because it makes the art form look bad.
Right.
These guys are made men now. Like I love what Fat Joe's persona is today, and I love obviously what Jay represents and what Nas represents, and the art form.
While the comment was vague, it was clear that 50 Cent was implying that Jay-Z's involvement in the Super Bowl could be jeopardized by the ongoing scandal. This was not just a casual remark. 50 Cent knew exactly how to make his point, using the high-profile nature of the Super Bowl as a backdrop to highlight the gravity of the allegations.